My name is Emily, and I was in a multi level marketing pyramid scheme, and I didn't even know it.
Reason I can't. Maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Be with no one but me.
Hello, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so grateful that you stumbled upon one of my corners on the internet. Over here, we value living a life that feels as good as it looks, and we do that through taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. If you're a returning subscriber, I'm so thrilled that you're here today. Our video is going to be a little bit different today. This is a topic and a subject matter that I have been exploring for now the past 2 months. I have gone down a rabbit hole when it comes to multi-level marketing and what the world of multi-level marketing is. It is a completely crazy world. So in the next series of videos, depending on how this one goes and how it's received and whether more of you want to know more information about these companies, then I will continue to create more videos. But I have been so inspired because when I was in university and just starting out on my fitness journey, I myself joined a multi-level a multi-level marketing company. These companies are so popular that if you're in one, you don't even know you're in one until somebody points it out to you. And the one that I joined was Herbalife. I joined Herbalife. I was also pitched World Ventures and Neolife, I believe. There was a few, but the health and wellness MLMs are the most common ones. But they're honestly MLMs for everything. Last night I discovered there's a stamp, like a stamp collector community MLM. There's a Canyon Water MLM that sells these water machines. But MLMs are problematic, and I think the discussion and the desire for me to explore this topic comes from the fact that if you're in it, you are so oblivious to the fact that you're in something problematic. And as an African, as a Namibian woman, I see these companies thriving in our industry, in our market. I see these companies thriving in our market. And it blows my mind because now that I've like lifted the veil and I see beyond what you just see, which at first glance you might just look at it and be like, well, it's just a company, they sell some products, like what's the problem? But there are so many issues with multi-level marketing companies, and they're basically little cults. Yeah, it might feel a little extreme for me to say that and for you to hear that, but they are basically cults disguised as a business opportunity that is meant to give you all of this prosperity and help you work from home and work from wherever you want and take care of your family. And really, what these companies are in essence is super predatory. So, on this journey of doing my own research, I have watched endless videos from other anti MLM creators, and this is what really inspired me to add my voice to this discussion. So, let's take a moment to just define what multi level marketing businesses are. And I'm reading from the FTC website, the Federal Trade Commission. Multi-level marketing businesses are businesses that involve selling products to family and friends and recruiting other people to do the same. Some of these MLMs are illegal pyramid schemes. So some of them, honestly, we can't even say some of them. I think the Federal Trade Commission says some just to save face, because all of them, the moment you're recruiting somebody and getting them to do what you're doing, that is a pyramid scheme. That is the essence of a Ponzi scheme, right? So if you join an MLM, Herbalife, Neolife, Avon, Mary Kay, you name it. When I say that these companies are so common and most of us are so oblivious to this, I am not lying. They are just disguising themselves as normal businesses and business opportunities, but all that it is keeping people, specifically women, because the majority of the people in these companies tend to be women, they're just keeping us financially small and trapped. Because if you look at their compensation plans, you will see, guys, let me know if you want me to look at a compensation plan. I'm ready to do these deep dives because this information fascinates me. It fascinates me because it's a observation of human behavior and what happens when a vulnerable person is manipulated and their vulnerability is manipulated in order for like the company or whoever is recruiting them to get what they want. When you join an MLM, you either join as a distributor, a participant. All of these different companies have different names for their distributors. But essentially, all you are is a glorified salesperson. You then start to sell these products. Maybe some people also just join for the discount. Most of us join for the discount. I joined Herbalife for the discount on the products. I was not there to actively recruit and grow a team at all. And in fact, it didn't even last long. My journey in Herbalife lasted like 3 months. And then I was like, oh, this is hard. And then I left it. So thankfully, the majority of people who do join MLMs quickly see like, this is not it. The effort is too much and they leave. But the ones who get in early and the ones who are able to see positive returns and they're recruiting, maybe they're able to join and get and gather a big team, and then they start seeing the money flowing up from the bottom of the scheme, then those people tend to stay in and they become the top leaders. They become the top executives who are then now on their Instagram, on their WhatsApps, telling everybody, join this opportunity. I'm financially free now. I make such and such money. But all it is a disguise. It's a disguise of a Ponzi scheme, and it is so, so, so problematic. So I want to read from the FTC website. Um, your recruits, the people you recruit and so on, become your sales network. It becomes your downline, right? Because you join and then you recruit somebody who joins, and then they recruit somebody who joins, and then they recruit somebody who joins, and before you know it, you've created yourself a beautiful little pyramid. And the one main distinction that makes MLMs not to be pyramid schemes is if you are being paid based on the sales that you make for the company on the products that you're selling, right? But what the structure and what the compensation plans of most of these MLMs tend to be and the way that they structure it is that you actually get more incentive to recruit. You get more bonus percentages if you recruit somebody. So what ultimately ends up naturally happening, because humans were like, wait, there's more money in recruiting than there is in selling the product. So let me just focus on recruiting people. And that's what ends up happening. And now we're here just recruiting everybody we know. We're calling up old friends from high school. We're calling up colleagues. We're calling up our moms, our dads, our sisters. We're like, join me, support this opportunity. But all that it is a scheme. And I've seen this myself. I've looked at some of these compensation plans, and what tends to be the natural trend is that only the top 1% of these pyramid schemes, these MLMs, are the ones who are making the money. Everyone else in the downline is just fighting for their lives every month, trying to hit their volumes and trying to make sure they recruit enough people, but they're never really able to actually reap that full benefit and that full reward of the people at the top. This is a fact. This is not something I plucked from my brain. It is true. The top 1%, if you look at most of these compensation plans, that's what it looks like. Everybody else in the bottom is like making $200-$300, and everybody up at the top is making the majority of the money. This is why these pyramid schemes, these multi-level marketing companies are problematic. They keep people in a cycle of, I believe, poverty. I can't call it anything else because you're fed to believe that, okay, listen, all you need to do is improve yourself, work a little bit harder, and then you're going to be able to get to the top. So you stay in it because you're seeing yourself climbing the levels, right? And then you keep going, you keep showing up to the team trainings, to the live trainings, you go to the events because you see yourself one day walking across the stage, and you stay in it. And years can go by. Years can go by and you're still in that pyramid scheme, not really reaping that full benefit, because it's going to take a while for you to work your way up that scheme. You're going to have to work really, really hard, have a whole bunch of people in your downline. And then from there, you can finally begin to see something. And then even from there, when you have a bunch of people in your downline, you now have to work to keep them, because you don't want people falling out of the loop. You want to keep them staying. You want to keep encouraging them. And this is where the personal development work comes in. When I looked at this and I was observing what this thing actually is, I was like, this is genius. You rope me in with personal development. Who doesn't want to improve themselves? You rope me in with personal development, and that's what often keeps people around. You just feel like, okay, I need to work a little bit harder. I need to do a little bit better. I need to change my mindset. Maybe that's why my business isn't growing. But your business isn't growing because that's the design of the MLM network. That's the design of that business model. It is by design that not everybody's going to win. But that's not what they tell you when they're busy recruiting you and they're love bombing you, telling you, "Girl, this is what you can do. You could." Huh? Guys, I'm actually so deep, like I told you, rabbit hole. I've gone down a rabbit hole. So I've touched on a few different things here, but before I wrap it up and just kind of put a bow on it and put this out there, because I've been toying around with the idea of really exploring this content in greater detail, but I'm not too sure how it's going to be received. But I believe that it is important to have these discussions of the things that are like, it's unspoken. It's a truth, but it's not really widely spoken about. MLMs are problematic, but they're not all bad. They really do teach you some valuable tools and techniques and things you can use in your real life and in your own real business if you were to go down that path. So I believe that what they do is serve you this platter of dreams and hopes and aspirations, and then they wrap it up with the personal development, and then you have this little beautiful concoction of a scheme that you will most likely stay in for years and years and years before you catch on, and you will lose tons of money because the way that like some of the volumes that you're expected to reach on a monthly basis, how many people you're expected to recruit, etc. Some of this stuff really, really just ends up putting people in financial strains and pressure that they were never ready for, right? You were sold an opportunity to be financially free, and now you're struggling to hit your monthly volume, and you're stressed because so and so dropped out of the team, and now you need to recruit somebody else. Like, no. It is definitely a package that is sold and looks a bit prettier than it actually is. And yeah, and I think it's just so powerful what you could actually do with the skills that they teach you for your own business. If you really want to have a business, like create it, create your own business and sell something that you have your own name on, not something that you're selling that you're not even really sure of. Because also, woo, guys, let me stop here. Let me stop here. You could tell that I have quite a bit to share when it comes to multi-level marketing companies. And if you would like to continue to have this discussion with me and and hear what I have to say on these different companies, what their compensation plans are, how they continue to be problematic, what is currently happening in the multi-level marketing world, because in the Europe and the US, like it's insane because the markets are larger, but I'm sure that the impact of what is happening in African markets is just as bad, because it's a self-duplicating thing. It just, as soon as one person is in, they go and you literally create another copy of that same person, and then another copy, and then it keeps going, and before you know it, it's just a bunch of people in pyramid schemes. If you guys are interested in hearing about this topic in a bit more detail, please leave me a comment down below and let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna just continue watching these videos by myself here in the comfort of my own home. Yeah, if you guys would like to hear more about this topic in greater detail, let me know in the comments. If you are somebody who has left a multi-level marketing company after years or months in it, I would love to hear from you as well. I really want to feature stories of people who have left multi-level marketing companies, or people who've had an experience that they would like to share. Let me know. Let's co-create this one. I believe that there are many of us out there, even if it's not us personally, maybe it's a family member that we know who's in like Forever Living or Herbalife or Avon, and it's not really the package and the experience of what they seem to be doing is not really the truth of what is going on. So that's it for me for this video. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback, and I'll see you guys in the next one.